rising demand for affordable housing. As property prices continue to increase in many years, many families find it difficult to buy their first home. Because of this, more people are looking for smaller homes, condos, and properties located outside major cities where prices are low. Another trend is the use of technology in real estate. Today, buyers can search for properties online, take virtual tours, and communicate with real estate agents through digital platforms.
Helen, rất vui khi gặp lại chị. Cái sự kiện ngày hôm nay ở thành phố Garden Grove thì xin mời chị chia sẻ một số những cái thông tin hiện giờ chị đang có trên home ownership và bên VNARP.
Xin chào anh và chào tất cả quý vị. Thì Helen Trần là đại diện cho Home Ownership OC. Hôm nay là cái buổi homebuyer fair chúng tôi hợp tác với VNARP cùng với thành phố Garden Grove. Mục đích hôm nay là phát biểu về những cái chương trình trợ giúp của thành phố Garden Grove, thành phố Anaheim. Họ trợ giúp cái tiền mua nhà lần đầu và đồng thời hợp tác với những cái ngân hàng như là Loan Depot và Fair Housing, và đồng thời chúng tôi chia sẻ những cái tin tức hữu ích dành cho người mua nhà lần đầu. Thì phải nói là trong cộng đồng mình thì có được cái VNARP là nếu quý vị muốn thắc mắc hay về vấn đề mua nhà hay tin tức mua nhà thì có thể liên lạc với VNARP, là một cái cơ quan của người Việt Nam mình là chuyên môn phổ biến những chương trình mua nhà lần đầu và những cái chương trình trợ giúp mua nhà của chính phủ và các ngân hàng.
Cái chương trình này thì nó có cái deadline, cái giới hạn cái chừng nào phải nộp đơn vào, hay là cái tiêu chuẩn là cái income như nãy chị có chia sẻ đó, nhưng mà chị có thể nói lặp lại một lần nữa cho rõ.
Cái tiêu chuẩn trước tiên mình phải là người lần đầu tiên mua nhà. Có nghĩa lần đầu tiên mua nhà là 3 năm qua quý vị không có làm chủ nhà. Trước đây quý vị có thể làm chủ nhà, quý vị đã bán nhà rồi. Thì 3 năm vừa qua không có làm chủ nhà. Những quý vị nào mà làm chủ mobile home thì vẫn tính là chủ nhà. Thì có bán mobile home rồi cũng phải chờ 3 năm sau. Thì vẫn tính là mua nhà lần đầu. Thì cái chương trình của thành phố, những chương trình trợ giúp thì họ không có thời gian, mà là first come first serve. Người nào đến trước người đó được. Thật ra quý vị nào đủ tiêu chuẩn thì cứ dựa theo đó mà nộp đơn liền để coi mình có được hay không. Làm việc với thành phố Garden Grove rất là tốt, tại vì các nhân viên rất là dễ thương. Ai cũng muốn giúp cho mọi người có căn nhà hết.
Vậy thì nếu mà muốn liên lạc với điện thoại hay là cái website thì chị có thể chia sẻ một lần nữa chị Helen?
Trước tiên thì cái chương trình của thành phố là họ đòi là mọi người phải tham dự cái lớp học 8 tiếng. Cái đó là cái đòi hỏi quan trọng nhất. Thì quý vị có thể là thăm viếng cái website của Home Ownership OC là www.homeownershipoc.org. Cái đó là quý vị vô đó quý vị điền cái form intake, sau đó lấy cái lớp học 8 tiếng. Nói 8 tiếng thực ra nó có 3 tiếng thôi. Nó qua Zoom. Sau đó là Helen sẽ làm hẹn với quý vị để mà nói quý vị về những cái chương trình down payment hiện giờ đang có sẵn để tùy theo quý vị lựa chọn. Rồi sau đó Helen sẽ cấp một cái chứng chỉ và quý vị dùng cái chứng chỉ đó nộp cho các chương trình down payment. Thì lúc đó mình nộp đơn rồi mình tiếp tục nữa.
Home Ownership OC đây là có liên kết với thành phố Anaheim không? Tại vì hôm nay
chúng
cũng
tôi
có thấy Anaheim ở đây. Xin mời chị.
Chúng tôi kết hợp là partner với các thành phố như là Santa Ana, Anaheim và Garden Grove.
Là coi như là những cư dân mà tương lai ở những thành phố này cũng có thể là đi qua cái chương
liên
trình
quan đến liên lạc với chúng tôi để lấy cái lớp học, để lấy certificate và để làm counseling. Tại vì họ đòi hỏi những cái người mua nhà lần đầu phải tham dự cái lớp học và tham dự cái counseling để mà lấy cái chứng chỉ.
Tuyệt vời. Vậy thì
Và cái lớp học của chúng tôi được một điểm là chúng tôi là cơ quan duy nhất cho cái lớp học đó miễn phí, không có tốn tiền. Thì một số cơ quan họ lấy tiền, họ lấy từ 100 đồng, 75 đồng, 55 đồng hay 35 đồng. Nhưng mà của chúng tôi đó là không có tốn tiền. Tại chúng tôi có cái ngân quỹ để dành đài thọ cho cái chương trình đó. Và đồng thời cái certificate nó chỉ có giá trị 1 năm. Sau 1 năm quý vị chưa có nhà, quý vị chỉ cần gọi lại và Helen sẽ cung cấp cái chứng chỉ mới mà không cần lấy lớp học. Một số cơ quan họ bắt quý vị đi học lại, nhưng mà bên Helen quý vị không cần. Và chỉ nói với Helen là cái chứng chỉ tôi hết hạn, Helen sẽ được cái mới. Dạ.
Cái thời gian học đó là 1 ngày 8 tiếng hay như thế nào chị?
Dạ, nó chỉ có 1 ngày thôi, mà tùy theo cái thời khóa biểu của mình. 1 ngày chúng tôi có 4 lớp. Thì nó qua Zoom, có người dạy đàng hoàng. Qua Zoom thì nó khoảng 3 tiếng. Thì người ta nói 8 tiếng nhưng mà thực ra không có cần 8 tiếng, nó chỉ là 3 tiếng, rồi sau đó làm counseling nữa thì nó trở thành 8 tiếng. Counseling nó khoảng 2 tiếng thì nó trở thành 8 tiếng. Cái đó là sự đòi hỏi của bắt buộc của hết đó. Dạ.
Của hết đó là coi như cái chương trình này là
dạ,
cần
cái chương
phải
trình
học
này cần phải
có cái certificate mới qualify ha.
Dạ, nhiều người nộp xong rồi mà chờ cái certificate thôi. Dạ. Cái đó rất là quan trọng. Dạ.
Quá tuyệt vời. Vậy Michael cảm ơn chị rất nhiều đã chia sẻ.
Cảm ơn anh.
Dạ. Rồi
cảm ơn quý vị rất là nhiều. Và hy vọng trong tương lai chúng tôi và VNAP, Homeownership OC và VNAP sẽ còn có những cái chương trình phát triển và tin tức về vấn đề mua nhà lần đầu và giúp cho cộng đồng Việt Nam mình vững mạnh hơn, cho mỗi người có một căn nhà.
Tuyệt vời,
cảm
tuyệt
ơn quý
vời.
vị. Dạ.
Cảm ơn chị. Dạ. Xin phép. Dạ.
Chạy quá chừng là chạy.
Nếu em mua sổ tiền số ra đi, đúng không? Vô cái tiền số ra đi, nó bán mua từ gì? Nó bán stay for, nó bán cái này đúng không?
Go ahead and keep it for yourself. You can go ahead and share the application. Okay. Yes, actually there was some, we had opened a trust fund, I would say last year, we had an application in May. And so we had some funding moving forward.
Morning.
Ai sớm được nữa, tôi sẽ đưa tiền được đó. Nhưng mà nó bao nhiêu á, reserve. Dạ. Anh muốn, dạ cái này nó 7 triệu rồi thôi. Nhưng mà không lấy được mấy cái không bao nhiêu nước thôi.
Good morning.
Take a seat. We're going to get started here. Thank you for joining us today. And we do have a live Zoom going on, so people are joining from home. So that's why we're sitting over here. But okay, so next up I would like to is an event in partnership with the city of Garden Grove, as well as our sponsor, Loan Depot. So Todd's with Loan Depot. You're going to hear a little bit more, but I wanted him to at least introduce himself.
Hi, good morning everyone. My name is Todd. I'm with Loan Depot. I've been in the business for over 15 years. I'm very experienced with community lending as well as homeownership with OC. So any question that you might have, feel free to contact me. I'm right there. After the presentation or before the presentation. Very nice meeting you, and hopefully we'll get something going for more education, and hopefully you all learn from what we have to offer to you.
We're going to start with a presentation. We're going to be talking about credit, which credit is really the first place that we start. So we did our thank yous. There's our agenda, easy to remember. And I work with Helen, who's in the back. There's Helen. And Angie. Say hi, Angie. So those are our HUD housing counselors, and they're amazing, and they know about all the down payment programs that are available, how to apply for these great programs, and they're going to be the ones actually doing the one-on-one counseling with you to show you how to apply for those programs and how to qualify for them. So let's say you're not going to buy in Garden Grove, you're going to buy in Riverside or Los Angeles or San Diego. There's down payment programs everywhere throughout California, even across the nation, right? So today, or do it online, okay? So today we're going to be talking about credit and why it's important, the educational piece, which is very important, and how to qualify for all these great down payment programs. I encourage you to work with a counselor on this journey because you'll be much more successful. So I will tell you that these guys, our counselors, know about all the different down payment programs. So we have clients buying in Menifee, in Chino, in San Diego, in Corona, in Los Angeles, all throughout Southern California. We were started in 2007. We've been around since then. We've counseled over 40,000 individuals. So we provide rental credit, home buying, foreclosure prevention counseling. We also do the home buyer education that's required for all of those down payment programs and first-time buyer loans that you're going to hear about today. To sign up, you just go to our website at homeownershipoc.org. And we're one of the nonprofits that offers our home buyer education free. And we offer it in English, Spanish, Vietnamese, and Arabic. All free. So you can take that class online on your Saturday, at midnight if you want. We know you all are busy, and we want to be able to accommodate you. So what are 3 things you can do right now to help you buy a home? Does anybody have any suggestions? Anything? What's that? Yes?
Credit score.
Good answer. Yes, we need you to have a very good credit score. So one of the first things when you meet with the counselor, they're going to ask you, what does your credit look like? And do you need to pay down some credit cards to increase that credit score? So Todd's going to tell you what the minimum FICO score is to qualify for a loan. But let's say you're in the 500s. Now, could you qualify for a loan? Yes, you might be able to, but it will be very high interest rate. So we want you to get your credit in tip-top shape. We want it to be the highest we can get it so that you can qualify for the best programs. So pay down your credit cards, use auto debts and automatic payments for your credit cards so you don't miss payments to get your credit score as high as possible and get the better rate. And you're also, even if you do get $110,000 from the city of Garden Grove, or let's say $50,000 from the city of Anaheim, you're still going to need money to be able to purchase the home. So there's closing costs, right? So you're going to need to save some money too. So you can't just come in with $500 and then, okay, we're ready to go. You're going to need a little bit of money to get on your road to homeownership, okay? So we're going to go over that whole process with you. We cover it during our home buyer education, but then we do a one-on-one session with you and we say, okay, where are you at? Where do we need to get you so that you can be a successful purchaser? So start saving today. If you don't have a savings, start saving today. So credit is one of the first places we start. So if you haven't looked at your credit, I encourage you to do that. You can do that through annualcreditreport.com. It's free. Used to be once a year, you could pull it from each of the 3 bureaus, but now it's once a week. So there's really no excuse. You can go to annualcreditreport.com, look at your credit, and there's lots of apps that can give you your credit score too. So there's Credit Sesame, there's MyFICO, Credit Karma, Experian. There's a lot of places where you can get your credit. Looks like our Zoom is reconnecting here. So the the credit score that you get from these other, Experian, I have 620, and another one I have a 700. They're gonna take the middle score, okay? So just know that it's not necessarily gonna be the one that Credit Sesame or Experian, because that's just pulling it from one bureau. And one of the things when you sign up for counseling with us, we do have access to Experian Credit Tool, which we can put your information in and say, okay, Connie's at a 580, she needs to get to 640. It will tell me what you need to do in order to get your credit score up to that score, and over a period of time. So that usually costs money, but through us, through our grant, through our counseling, we're able to provide that at no cost to you all. So even if your credit score is not great or you have missed payments, that's not a problem. We work with clients for, if it takes you 6 months, if it takes you a year, we'll work with you throughout the total time to be able to bring up your credit score to make it tip-top shape. All right. So, what is the FICO score based on? It is based on 5 main characteristics. Higher scores, of course, are better. Most consumers are between 300 and 850, and a higher FICO means you're likely to pay a lower percentage interest on a loan. So, 35% is payment history, so how you pay your bills. That's 35%, huge amount. 30% is amounts owed. 15% is length of credit history. New credit and types of credit are 10%. So from this pie chart, you can see 65% of your score is on how you pay your bills and amounts owed. So those are 2 ways that you can increase your credit score. So payment history, 35%. Avoid closing accounts if you have a positive payment history. Keep that credit card open, right? And the best thing to do is use the credit card, pay it off at the end of the month. Use the credit card, pay it off at the end of the month. Because you're not only showing you have a good payment history, but you're also working on your amounts owed, and you would have a 0 balance, which means you have a lot more available credit balance. So if you do have to carry a balance on your credit card, try to use 30% or less. So let's say it's $1,000 credit card limit, try to keep it $300 or less. And that's gonna help boost your credit score. Better yet, use a credit card, pay it off at the end of the month. New credit is 10%, so when you're shopping for a specific, let's say you're looking for something, you're shopping for furniture or a car, do it within a 14 to 30 day window to keep from impacting your credit. And just know that new lines of credit, such as purchasing furniture and co-signing, can negatively affect your credit score. Your credit report should reflect accurate information, accurate monthly payments, because when Todd pulls your credit, he's going to look at all of what your minimum payments are on your credit card, and that's how he's going to determine your debt to income ratio and see if you can qualify. So a lot of times when the clients are coming to us and working with us, we're going to tell you, pay off your credit cards. If you have a $500 credit card bill every month, we can use that money towards a mortgage payment if you pay off that credit card. Or if your car payment, let's say your car payment is going to be ending in 6 months, and that's another $500. Let's work on paying that off so that you have another $500 available for your mortgage payment. So the more you can pay off your bills, the less bills you have, the better off you are in the purchasing of a home. So ways to boost your credit: pay your bills on time. If you have missed a payment, get current, stay current, call them. If you miss a payment, we all, maybe you're traveling or for some reason it didn't go through, just give them a call and say, hey, I missed that payment. Can you take off that late payment? Can you take off that late charge? And a lot of times they will work with you to take that off. You don't want lates on your credit, right? Because that impacts your credit score. Be aware that paying off a collection account will not remove it from your credit report. So just because you paid it off doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to fall off, right? But what will happen is the further let's say you do pay off a collection, the further you get away from it and the more positive things that you have on your credit, then the higher your credit score is going to be. So a lot of times clients will say, well, I have a collection, of $100 from, 2 years ago. Do I have to pay that off? Well, for the most part, I'm going to tell you, yes, you should go and negotiate and pay that off because we want that off your credit report. And a lot of times they will take $100, right? They'll take half the amount. So just pay it off, get rid of it, and start improving your credit score. If you're having trouble making ends meet, or you're having trouble paying your bills, contact us. We will help you with doing credit counseling. We do that all at no cost. Now for balances owed, as I said, try to keep it below the 30% and pay off. I encourage you to use your credit card, pay it off at the end of the month, right? So when I gave my kid a credit card, I said, even though it says credit card, it's due at the end of the month. So if you don't have the money, you don't buy it. So we don't have a balance here. We don't carry a balance because you're paying extra money on that balance, right? So better to pay it off at the end of the month. And if you are shopping for a loan, do it within a focused period of time. As I said, within that 14 to 30-day window. Do your shopping during that time so it doesn't impact your credit score. Know that you can reestablish your credit. We have many clients who come to us and they're like, there's no way I could buy a home because I have like a 500 credit score. Well, if you work with our counselors, I assure you they can help you to improve your credit score and get you mortgage ready. It may take a little bit of time, but anybody who promises you that they can do it within a 6-month window or 30 days, it's not true. Okay, those credit repair places, promise a lot but don't deliver. So let's see, how does credit impact your score? So the higher your FICO score, the lower your mortgage payment is going to be. So in this example, let's say I have a 760 FICO score. My interest rate is going to be 4.096, and my monthly payment is going to be $1,207 a month on a 30-year mortgage, let's say, for a $250,000 home. Total interest paid, it is about $185,000. All right, but let's say versus somebody who has a 620, they're going to have a 5.6 interest rate. Their monthly payment's going to be about $250 more, so $1,448, and they're going to pay almost $250,000 over the life of the loan in interest. So it makes sense, and it helps you to qualify for more when you have a higher FICO score. So that's why we focus so much on the credit. And I also like this chart that shows how much can you qualify for based on, let's say you have no debt, $500 worth of debt, or $1,000 worth of debt. So let's see if I can zoom in here a little bit. So let's just say $400,000 sales price. Your down payment is $14,000. Loan amount is $386. Total house payment is $2,700. So the yearly income we would need for that with no debt is $72,435. Now, if we add $500, just $500 worth of debt, that's either a car payment, credit card, whatever it may be, I've got to make $85,000. That's almost $10,000 more, right? $13,000 more. Now, if I add $1,000, I almost have to make $100,000. So you see how this goes into that equation of the debt to income ratio. And it's another reason why we want you to work really hard to pay down your debts and increase your credit score to make it as high as possible. All right, any questions on the credit part of things? That's just a brief overview. No questions? All right, we're going to jump into the down payment programs, and we're going to talk about a few of the different programs that are available. So down payment programs are available for first-time buyers. So who's a first-time buyer? Someone? Oh, great, we got great. Does anybody know what the definition of a first-time buyer is? Can you have bought in the past? What do you think? Yes, no? Yes, for those who said yes, you're right. As long as you haven't been on title for 3 years, you're considered a first-time buyer again. So 5 years ago, you were on title, now you're not, you sold that house, now you're just renting, you're back to being a first-time buyer. So you can become a first-time buyer again. Borrowers who need lower down payment options, that's what these down payment programs are for. They're here to help you get into home ownership. And here in Orange County, it's quite expensive, right? So we're lucky that the city of Garden Grove has up to $110,000 to help you with down payment assistance. The city of Anaheim has $50,000 in down payment assistance. And the city of Santa Ana has $120,000. So when I go to Nevada and some of these other states, they're like, that's crazy, you guys have so much money available in down payment, but you know what? You need it here because our prices are fairly high. Now, does that mean, that you can't buy? We have people, I could tell you, last year we had over 65 people who purchased with us, and that's just the ones that we know of. And majority of them use some type of down payment assistance program or a first-time buyer loan. So the banks also offer down payment assistance. Bank of America has $17,500 in closing costs. Wells Fargo offers a $10,000 grant. City National has a $20,000 grant. And many of the others. You're going to hear from Loan Depot and to hear about their first-time buyer programs. And a lot of those folks who offer first-time buyer loans also will partner with the down payment assistance programs. So when you hear from Todd today, Todd's been working with us for a long, long time. So he knows majority of the down payment programs. He'll be able to answer all of the questions, all of the specifics about the down payment programs that are available. You're also going to hear from the city of Garden Grove and the city of Anaheim, who's going to talk about their specific program and how to qualify loan programs that offer very low down payment programs. So how many of y'all heard about the Dream for All program? Did you hear about that one? So it was launched by College FA, came out, offered I think around $150,000 in down payment, but it was a lottery program. So only maybe 5,000 people in the state of California got that program. So if you didn't get it, don't worry about it because there's many other programs that are available, right? So a lot of people got excited about that program, and it is a great program, but it's a lottery. So the programs that are with the cities, they have a certain amount of money that's available, and once that money's gone, then you have to wait until next year. But their fiscal program starts in July. So pretty much everybody's going to have some money right now, which is good news for you all. So as I said, City of Santa Ana has $120,000, $110,000. You're going to hear about that from the City of Garden Grove. If you're looking outside in the Inland Empire, there's $60,000 from the City of Chino, $100,000 from the City of Menifee, and the County of San Diego has another 101,000. There's also programs in Los Angeles. I mean, there's so many programs, I can't talk about all of the different programs today. But just know that there are many programs that are available to you, and you can either go through the city, you can also go through the state, CalHFA, or you can go through a bank. So there's lots and lots of different programs available. You're going to hear about the city of Anaheim. And there's also, so let's say you have down payment assistance program, we also have closing cost assistance. So that can help you with some of the closing costs that may be associated with qualifying for the loan. And there's no repayment of those closing cost assistance grant, and it can be combined. So we can use closing cost, down payment assistance, and then get you a first-time buyer loan. And sometimes they layer it up to 3 or 4 programs on top of each other to help you get into the property. There's also what's called the WISH program, which is for first-time buyers. This is a matching program, so it provides up to $30,000 for each participating household, matching up to $4 for each dollar that you put in, up to a total of $29,000. And it is forgiven after 5 years, and it can be used for down payment and closing costs. For the WISH program, you do have to get a mortgage with one of the approved lenders. And you can talk to Helen about that, all the different programs that are available. This is offered through the Federal Home Loan Bank, who also offers the middle income down payment program, again for first-time buyers. Offers up to a $50,000 grant, and the buyer must contribute $10,000. Can be used for down payment closing costs, and there are income guidelines. So for many of these down payment programs, they're going to see you have to qualify by the number of people in your household and income for the entire household. There's also the Orange County MAP program, Mortgage Assistance Program. That provides up to $80,000 in down payment. It's a silent second loan with the principal and interest deferred, and you do have to qualify, so there are income levels for this, and you do have to buy in one of those eligible areas, which are areas in the county, such as Laguna Hills, Aliso Viejo, any one of those that are listed there. Homebuyer education is required, and family income. So they take the total household income, and for everyone who's going to be living in the property, and they would need to qualify under the eligible guidelines. All right, so you learned about a little bit of the programs. We're going to have the City of Garden Grove come up next and talk about their program. So how do you get started? What you do is you take the homebuyer education class with us so that you can get that certificate that's going to be required. Also work with us to help you improve your credit, pay off your debts, increase your savings, and work with us to see what programs you might actually qualify for. You can go to homeownershipoc.org, scan the QR code. As I said, we offer homebuyer education in English, Spanish, Vietnamese, Arabic, free. It's offered online. You can take it at midnight. You can take it at 9 in the morning. You can take it at whatever time you want, okay? Get your certificate. You will need to do one-on-one counseling with us. And once you finish the one-on-one counseling, then you'll be email address up at the front and registration, and I can read it, and I'm going to send you an email with your digital tickets. The tickets are for next Sunday at 1 o'clock, and you all get 2 free tickets to the Angels games, thanks to the city of, or Angels baseball, I should say. Don't be shy. No questions. Yes? So if you had bankruptcy 5 years ago, would you be able to qualify, Todd? It's questionable. Talk to Todd. I think the question is, what did you do after you filed bankruptcy? Did you work to reestablish your credit?
Yes.
Okay, if you work to reestablish your credit, then, let's talk about the City of Garden Grove's first-time buyer program. Down payment program. And then, let me see if I can get back on my Zoom here. We lost our Zoom folks. Yeah, let me see if I can get my Zoom people.
Make the buying and selling process faster and more convenient. Sustainability is also becoming more important. Many new developments include energy efficient design, environmentally friendly materials, and green spaces. These features help reduce energy costs while promoting a healthier environment. Despite these positive trends, the real estate market also faces several challenges. High interest rates have made home loans more expensive, making it harder for many people to purchase property. Rising construction costs have also increased housing prices, while limited housing supply continues to make homes less affordable in many communities. To address the issue, governments, developers, and financial institutions need to work together to increase housing availability, support affordable housing programs, and encourage sustainable development. In conclusion, the real estate market continues to evolve. Although it faces challenges such as rising costs and limited housing supply, advances in technology and sustainable building practices offer promising opportunities for the future. By understanding these trends and issues, we can make better decisions as future homeowners, investors, and members of our communities. It is a pleasure to be here today, and I look forward to connecting with all of you. If you are looking for a home to buy, I'm here to help. Please contact me at 714-345-8415 or see me at the booth over there. Thank you for your time and attention. Do you have any questions for me?
Any questions for Tina about the real estate process, anything? Okay, Tina will be in the back at the VNARP booth if you do have additional questions. And thank you, Tina. Appreciate you coming today and providing the information. Okay. All right, so next up we have Luca. He's going to come up and talk a little bit about insurance. And
So my name is Luca. I'm with Van Gordon Insurance Agency, and for your time for showing up today. Yeah, I do not have any slide for you, but we are inside the building, so pretty much like the building in my slide, because I work for it now. As you have noticed, every year insurance has been going up. It is very normal now that you sell for insurance every year, even for auto, because the cost keep rising, hasn't? But yeah, that is pretty much the reality that we're living in. So for homeowner insurance,
yes. Yeah, he didn't do the part.
Hello everyone, my name is Dana Yang. I am with the City of Garden Grove. So I am here today to let you guys know about our great program. It is called the First Time Home Buyer Program, and it is from the city of Garden Grove again, so let me just dive right into it. So to start off, we have our current updates for the program. As of today, the program is open and we are open to new applications. Funds, how they work, it is on a first come, first served basis, which means that anyone who applies for the program, you are put into our list of applications that have been submitted, and then we will review each application as they are submitted. And if you already are pre-approved for the program previously, it is valid for 1 year. So please contact us at the city, and then I'll go more into depth of how to apply. So again, this is a down payment assistance program. We offer funds for down payment assistance, but also can go into your closing costs. It is a first-time home buyer loan, so you must be a first-time home buyer, which Connie has mentioned the definition of what a first-time home buyer is. So it works the same for our program. As long as you have not owned a home within the last 3 years, you will be eligible for as a first-time home buyer. Again, it is on a first come, first served basis. So this is an ongoing program, and there isn't an application period. As long as you have all your documents ready to submit, you can submit it at any time. And this program will be open as long as funds are available. And as of right now, we are constantly improving our program and always asking or looking for new funds. So we were granted a new funding source, which is up to $2 million, which is great for our program, and which means that we can continue this program continuously and just constantly improve. So just quick synopsis of this program, it is income-based, so we do offer up to $110,000 loan for the low income threshold, and then it is up to $50,000 loan for the moderate income threshold. It is a 0% interest loan for the full life of the loan, and for the income threshold, I will go more into it in my next slide. So again, just to re-emphasize, it is a first-time home buyer program, so you must not have owned a home within the last 3 years. We do require the HUD-approved home buyer education class to be completed, and Homeownership OC is a great resource for this requirement, but we also accept any other agencies that are, as long as they are HUD-approved. The homeowner must put 3% of the down payment from their own funds. So we do allow any type of gift funds or anything like that, but for 3% down payment, it must come from the homeowner and the household themselves. We do require a strict 45% debt to income ratio, and this 45% includes all front end and back end debt, including any car payments, any credit card payments, as well as the upcoming housing payments on the home to be purchased as well. And we do require that the home is owner occupied, which means that everyone who is on title for the home must be living in the home as long as the loan is active. So if anything happens, they decide to sell off the home and move out, they would just have to pay back the full loan amount that was borrowed. At the moment, anyone who is interested in applying, they can live anywhere in the world, but they just have to purchase the home within the city of Garden Grove, and the home must be a single family home, townhome, or condos. Unfortunately, mobile homes are not eligible for the program. And then, as mentioned, the household must meet the income limits. To go more into depth with the income limits, this is the low income threshold. So let's say for a house, on the left-hand side, we do have the household size, and the right-hand side is the maximum income limits that you must meet per the household. So for example, let's say it is a household of 3, which includes 2 parents and then a child. They will still be under the household of 3, even though the child is however age. and then the maximum income limit that they must meet is on the right-hand side. So for the household of 3, it would be $134,000. So as long as you are below that amount, you will be eligible for the low income threshold. And then this is the chart for the moderate income threshold, so it works the same. So let's say you are above the low income threshold that has been displayed in the previous slide, but you are under the income limits that are shown right here, then you will be under the moderate income. And so again, the moderate income, it will work the similar situation where a household of 3, 2 parents and a child, the maximum is $149,650, and then so on and so forth. So for the loan terms, we do have up to $110,000 for the low income threshold, which is the 80% AMI, and then up to $50,000 for the moderate income household. We have the up to amount because that is the maximum loan amount that you can be granted for the program. However, it is based on need. So we have to see the full scope, including the housing cost of how much you have received from your primary mortgage in order to determine the final loan amount that we are going to borrow to the household. It is a 0% interest rate again, so from when the loan is executed until the loan is all paid off, it will be 0% interest for the full life of the loan. It is a 30-year deferred loan, which means that payments are not required within the 30 years of when the loan is executed, and then after the 30-year period is over, that is when the borrowers can either make payments in an amortized or a lump sum schedule. As mentioned, we do require owner-occupied for the full life of the loan, and the homeowner must maintain property insurance as well. We do offer pre-approval for our program, so you can be at any stage of the housing searching process in order to apply for our program as long as you have all of your income documents. So one of the main requirements is to complete the HUD-approved homebuyer workshop. As long as you have that certificate ready and sent over to us, that will fulfill this requirement. And we do require everyone who's going to be on title for the home to complete their own workshop and have their certificates sent over to us. We do require all of these income documents in order to be pre-approved, and we would need the income documents from everyone who's going to be living in the household who are over the age of 18 and not a full-time student. So if they are a full-time student and over the age of 18, then they would just have to submit a full-time student transcript, and that will fulfill their requirement. And then on the bottom, we just have a couple of the documents that we require in order to get pre-approved. So we do require the 3 years of tax returns, the pay stubs, your most recent pay stubs, and your benefit letters or statements or anything like that if it is applicable, and then pension and retirement statements as well. We do require the 6 months of bank statements for all checking and savings accounts that are active for all household members. And these are just a quick documents that we need, but more information will be on our city website as well. Okay, so after an applicant and household has been pre-approved for the program, that is when usually they would go out and work with lenders, work with realtors to find a home. And so once they find a home and enter escrow on a property and it is approved, that is when we come back into the equation. And then we will go through the whole escrow process with them. And then we do have an underwriting package that we require from the applicant. And this is typically when we would work with the lender as well. And a lot of, a common question that we get from applicants is whether or not we have a lender application process or a list of lenders that that the applicant has to go with. And for that question, the answer is no. We are willing to work with any lender as long as they are willing to work with our program. And As long as they are, they understand our process, that would be a great plus, just because once you enter escrow, we do need the full 30-day of escrow in order to complete all of our requirements. And again, on the right-hand side, we do have a list of all the underwriting documents that we require, but with this process, I know it can be complicated, so we do work a lot with lenders at this point. We do also require a separate city inspection that is from the city and our city building department. So this is conducted after all the underwriting documents have been reviewed and approved by us at the city. So we do have our city building inspector go out into the property and do their formal inspection, just to make sure that there aren't any code violations and that the home is habitable and there aren't any unpermitted additions to the home, just because we want to make sure that the home is, there isn't any liability on the homeowner once after they purchase the home, and that everything is addressed. And if there are anything that comes up in the inspection, we would just need them to correct it, and then they would just have to get approved. So after all the underwriting documents and the city inspection have been approved and completed, that is when we would do the loan document and wire transfer process. So we do have the people on title to come into City Hall, and we would have them sign their loan documents, and then after everything has been signed on the loan, we will have the deed of trust and request for notice to be mailed against the title company to record against the property. So we do require that our City of Garden Grove loan comes in as the second and third lien. So for this, it also means that if you do have other programs that you are working with or thinking of, we do allow other programs as long as they come subordinate to our City of Garden Grove loan. So I know there are different down payment assistance programs out there, but if they do come in, they do have a requirement of being in the second lien. Unfortunately, it wouldn't work with our program, but if they do come in, if they are able to come in as the third or fourth lien, then we will be able to work with them. And then after all the loan documents are signed and then it is sent over to the title company, that is when we would do the wire transfer, and it is executed directly to escrow from our finance department. So that is kind of the formal process of how our whole program works, but if you are more interested in how personal questions on how your household can apply, we do have our city website right there, which has more information as well as updates on our program. And then we do have everything that you need in order to apply on our website as well. And once you are ready, you have all your documents, you can submit it into by email right here. So that's our contact information that you can send all your documents in. And then if you have other questions as well, feel free to reach out to us here or at our booth over there in the back. And yes, that is complete for our City of Garden Grove program. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Dana. Any questions for her right now, or y'all good? Question?
I have a question. When you have the household size and then the income, say it's just one person, and then later you have an adult child that comes back, or you decide to rent a room out. How does that impact that loan?
Yeah, so I think for your scenario, if let's say you already been executed the loan, everything, loan documents have all been executed, at the moment of approval, we will just count of who is actively going to be on the home. So future, that's not going to be applicable to the application. So let's say you may have thoughts of someone, but once at the time of the loan signing and once we're getting the loan approved, we would need the actual people who are going to be living in the home. So later on, we do have the loan process into the lien, so maybe you can report it into your lien, but usually for approvals, we would just count as who is going to be living in the property at that moment.
Hi, I have a question regarding the potential applicant for the city program. I'm actually a realtor and I'm an astro for the city of Ontario down payment for assistance program. And then earlier I saw you're requesting 6 months for bank statements or checking and savings for the applicants. But then Ontario, what they do is they go over the stock, like whatever the applicant has the stock asset. They go over the statement of that and then they see the balance of that. They divide it by 12 months. And then 5% of that dividend considered as their income. Do you guys have that kind of rules on that too? You guys apply that?
Yeah, so we do require, if you have any assets or stocks statements, we do require 2 months of that to be sent over to us. But for us, how we calculate our income is that we look at the most recent income for the household. So any active income is counted towards your income limit that we set. So let's say you just quit a job a month ago. That job will not be applicable to your current income as long as you show us that you're no longer at the job, maybe like a termination letter. But the reason why we ask for the 6 months of bank statements, the pay stubs, and the tax return is just to make sure that everything aligns. And then if there are any big deposits that we see on your bank statements that doesn't align with your employment, we just need a letter of explanation, and then we will determine how to move forward from there.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I am just confirming that you guys don't go over the stock asset and then take a portion of it, consider as the monthly income. You guys don't add up to the income.
So for stocks, the reason why we take a look at it is because we do see the assets in there, but then sometimes we would see consistent withdrawals from the stocks account into their normal checking account. So if that is the case, that is something that we will question, and we will ask the applicant on what the reason is for the withdrawals, and if it is a consistent withdrawal every month, like let's say it's a fixed amount each month, then we will have to count it as income if we see consistent withdrawals.
All right, any other questions? All right, thank you, Dana. Thank you, Dana. All right, next up, we're gonna invite Monica from the city of Anaheim, who's gonna come up and talk about her down payment program. And I'm gonna pull it up here. Oh. Alrighty. However you prefer. If you want to, yes, you just use the arrows. Sorry, your clicker's not working today. So
No, we're good.
and we can put it here if you want.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Oh, there we go. I know. There we go. All right.
Are we still in morning? I think we are, yeah. Good morning, everyone. My name is Monica Pinto. I'm with the City of Anaheim, and I administer the first-time home buyer program. I understand that I'm in the city of Garden Grove, but my team and I decided to show up because we can have anyone participate in one of these events and might know of someone, or our Garden Grove residents might not realize that they could work in the city of Anaheim and also benefit from our programs. So I'll begin by explaining that we do have a program that recently launched. So let me get through. Whoops. What did I do?
You broke it.
I broke it. I just went to the next page.
I don't know what happened.
Okay, let's try. All right.
There we go. The arrow.
All right, so we do have a one-time 50,000 maximum loan amount for down payment. It's a 30-year deferred until maturity. Funds must be used only for down payment. So just so you are aware, this does not cover closing costs. We do have an interest rate of 1%, and payments are deferred for 30 years. So other terms, we just want to make sure that there are no monthly payments that are required, must be owner occupied, the loan is due and full upon 30 years of the note, a sale or transfer, end of owner occupancy, or an event of a default. Refinancing is allowed only to lower the rate, and cash out triggers a repayment. Permitted transfers is just if you have a surviving joint tenant due to a spouse or inter vivos trust. The applicant requirements are first-time home buyer cannot have owned a home in the past 3 years and must provide 3 years of tax returns to ensure that there is nothing recorded as ownership. Priority consideration, it is live or work in the city of Anaheim for at least 12 months, and supporting documentation is required at time of application. Now, because we are in a high-cost area, and these are not state or federal fundings, we do have the flexibility to go to the highest area median income, which is 150% AMI. The applicant requirements, once again, the contribution of a buyer is minimum of, oh, we have an edit here. So there is a minimum of 3% of personal funds, maximum of 20% of the purchase price, and up to 5% of those 20% can be from a family gift fund. Homebuyer covers all closing costs. The occupancy requirements must be primary residence for the full loan term and no non-occupant co-borrowers. Renting out the property is strictly prohibited. We do require a homebuyer education that must be completed with the HUD-approved counseling agency. At least one occupying member must complete that session, and we will require proof of completion before closing. There is a live or work preference. However, this is a City of Anaheim benefit, so the home does have to be located within the city. However, it does not apply to unincorporated areas of the city. So we included a little barcode here just so you're able to, so if you're looking at a home and you just want to confirm that it's within the city limits, this information will confirm whether it is or it's in the unincorporated area of Anaheim. We do have eligible property types, which is new or existing single-family residence, townhomes, or condo, and not eligible are income properties or rental units. The maximum purchase price cannot exceed the average home purchase price in Anaheim, which we do update quarterly. As of a few weeks ago or a few days ago that we checked, we're at about 950,000. So we do update this information when someone submits any application, we do review. But as long as the purchase price does not exceed that amount, you technically qualify for the funding. Okay? The application process, our interest listed opened just recently in December, and we started reviewing applications early mid-January of this year. Today, we have closed escrow in 2 homes. We have revolving applications for an additional 22 applications, and actively working with 4 buyers at this time. The waiting list and applications. So once you enter into our portal, you do have a screening that you go through just to make sure that we confirm if you live or work. Are you a first-time home buyer? Do you believe that you meet the income limits? It's about a 5 questionnaire. You're invited into an interest list. The moment you submit an interest list, our staff will contact you within 24 to 48 hours to do an assessment just to confirm that the information that you provided is accurate. If we deem that you are a potential candidate, we will invite you into the waiting list, where you will create a portal and be able to upload all your application and just supporting documentation. The lender engagement, the applicant works with the preferred lender and submits the loan documents as well. I want to encourage you all that we do not maintain a preferred lender or realtor list. We will work with any lender or realtor that's willing to work with the city. The city reviews your eligibility. You will, if determined with a conditional approval, that conditional approval will be good for 6 months. So technically, you will not have to be, in the process of securing a opening escrow or having to provide documentation of a home that you've already secured. You can apply, we can assess you to determine that you're a potential candidate, and then you can start with your search if you'd like. That conditional approval will be good for 6 months. All right. Lender participation, understanding the program rules. Like I said, the city will partner with any lender who complies with the program rules, standards, and due diligence processes. Credits and underwriting. We make sure that the lender assesses the borrower's credit worthiness, income limits, and first-time home buyer status. And the loan structure, primary and subordinate financing must meet program standards. We are willing to subordinate to any lender, once again, as long as the lender is willing to work with the city. Documentation from a lender, so it's just for any process, they just need to be willing to provide the city with any of the supporting documentation as to how they determined your eligibility. And mostly the real reason why we ask for documentation is just to cross-reference that the information you basically relate to them is the same information that you relate to us. The city has a different way of doing income analysis than a lender. We don't do it based off of base income. We do it based off your actual income, so that's the only difference. However, the information that you do provide to them, when we review ours, we just want to make sure that there isn't a significant discrepancy. Property eligibility, we do ask for work with the lenders just to ensure that it is within the program defined limits. Once again, single family, townhome, condo, and we will ask for an appraisal. Closing and compliance, we coordinate with the program administrator to fund subordinate loans, provide all requirements, closing documents, loan estimates, disclosures, purchase agreements, and escrow instructions. Just very similar documents in order for us to be able to ensure that we are fully aware of what transactions taking place. These are the income limits. So as I mentioned, the My Anaheim home, which is a $50,000 citywide opportunity, we are able to go to the 150% AMI. However, anyone that is within the 80 or 120 can benefit. When someone does apply to our waiting list, when one of our employees or program assistants, when they do a screening, we will not only just talk about this program, but we will also connect you to resources should we identify or you identify yourself that you're just not ready. We will connect you to, for example, Homeownership OC or any other HUD counseling agency. But we also want to make sure that you're aware of any other opportunity that the city has. In the past, I've done these workshops and I always talk about this program. However, other programs that the city has to offer, we have one without going too deep in it. It's called through our density bonus ordinance. And this is where the city and new developers work together in a partnership to create new builds. And we sell those properties, which more normally they are townhomes, at an affordable sales price based on the income. So applying just doesn't get you this opportunity, but we also talk to you about any other opportunity that's a little bit more complex offered by the city. I am, once again, Monica Pinto, the program administrator. This is my contact information. We have Kevin Clausen, who's our community investment manager, should you have any other information needed. We also have our generic line, and Destiny Garcia is our management assistant, who's also here with me if you want to come and visit us in the booth and have any one-on-one conversation or questions you might want to have. So I'm available if anybody has any questions. No? All right, thank you. provided us to be able to help those that have already established roots within the city. And so you will have to provide proof that you do live in the city of Anaheim and have been living there for at least 12 months. And when we're reviewing your application, I know that Dana provided a presentation and she gave you a list of all the required documents. When you're self-disclosing that you live somewhere, you're disclosing that you have a specific
It is. Yeah, no.
Basically, it's always going to be
I'll
the
do your
same
slides for you.
information that you have to submit. It's just to justify or support your self-disclosure of income and where you live. And so we look at,
I
we
know,
already
it's
filed
weird.
your taxes, what is your place of residency?
cut me off
We look
the
at your
internet.
California ID, your vehicle registration.
Well, I
we
was
look
like,
at your pay stubs, your bank statements,
You know
your
what, this is the
assets.
first time I tried.
And
I
if
only
when in
have
doubt,
like 3
and you're
people.
claiming that you do live in Anaheim and none of the supporting documentation
Well, I
shows
know.
that, we will ask you for a copy of the lease or any other additional
This is
information.
the first time I've done
What if
it. On there.
person wants to move to Anaheim and they want to apply for the
I have
program?
another
They
one.
would not
I
qualify
recorded it.
because you cannot
That
use this
just goes
program
on
and
down
say,
here
I'm
and
going to
stuff,
live
so
there after I
We'll
benefit.
do another
In order
one
to
that's like
benefit,
online
you have to be
only.
able to provide proof that you've already been living in Anaheim.
Not yet, not yet, no.
Okay?
I know you're good.
All right, Todd, take it away.
All right, I'll make it fast and simple. So no more sitting. So my name is Tom. I'm with Lone Eagle, like I said. I've been in the mortgage industry for over 15 years. So I'll make it simple and fast in this regards of a loan. So I'm the loan guy. I'm the money guy, right? You're gonna need me in order to finance your home. Okay? So just going over a couple of things, right? The fear and the fact. An honest conversation. What's your fear? I can't afford a home. I don't have the money. Technically, yes and no, right? Like we mentioned, there are programs out there that help you with your down payment, okay? Another fear is
Oh, sorry. I thought you were good.
another fear is ta-da,
Is that the same one?
it's the same one.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry. Technical difficulties.
I
First
tell
time.
you.
We'll make sure we'll get it.
Oh.
So,
I'm
another
not-
fear is this the right time to buy? That's a serious conversation, right? And there will never be a perfect time for you to buy. That's an honest answer. Wait, should I wait for the interest rate to drop? If you don't have a house, what's the point of a low interest rate? Make sense? When you decide to buy, right, you have your home. That's your financial, that's your leverage. You could use your equity to do multiple things. When you buy your first house, it might not be your dream home. It could be your beginning home. That's the first step to your dream home, where you build equity. Versus you're renting right now, you're paying someone's mortgage. That's a very simple answer. You're paying your landlord's mortgage, right? You'd rather do your own mortgage, build your own equity. When the time comes for your perfect house, you have equity in the house itself where you could put towards your dream home. So those are the beginning stages of home buying for a first-time home buyer like yourself. So your appreciation is just not really 10,000. Well, yeah, it can be, right? Depending where you buy, right? But as much as 10,000 in 30 years that you could build your equity, okay? So when you decide to buy, the home, is very unique to your own taste. A condo, single family, or a townhome, right? It depends on family size, depending on your wallet, depending on your lender as well. Okay? Buying is a rational decision, yes. It's because you are putting your money into your own pocket. Your home is your home. We always need a home to live in. We all do, right? We need a roof over our head. Either you rent or you buy. Those are the two options you have. Not under the bridge, okay? But either you buy or you rent. Those are the two options you have right now. And also, it builds your wealth. You could consider home is a accidental investment. Not accidental, you decided to buy the house. But it's also an investment, like I mentioned to you. It builds your equity. So, once we decide to buy, the next step is we're going to hire a team. Okay, you're going to hire a team. Our agent's right here. So she's one of the experts from VNARP, right? She's the one that's going to help you. The Orange County market. What's the average houses going for? 3 bed, 2 bed, 4 bed, 3 bed, right? She's the one that's going to tell you what to do, is it the right price, how to beat the next guy that's in line to buy the house. That's her expertise. I'm just going through this process of hiring your team. The realtor is one of them. Myself, I'm part of your team as well, from the beginning to end. I'm the loan consultant. I figure out how much you qualify for, based and along with City of Garden Grove, City of Anaheim, with their down payment assistance, I will figure out how much you qualify for. Like Dana mentioned earlier, 45% debt to income ratio. What does that mean? Very simple. Let's say you make $10,000 a month. The maximum we can use that is $4,500. That's including property tax, home insurance, all your credit cards, minimum payment, student loans, car payments. We could only use $4,500 out of the $10,000 that you make. Make sense? Any questions? Cool. So what do? I will give you, once you submit your paperwork to me, I will give you a pre-approval letter. The pre-approval letter basically means that you, based on the information you provided to me, I'm able to qualify you for X amount of dollars. Then what happens next? You give it to your realtor. Your realtor will go shopping with you to basically find the house within that price range, right? And bid on it. Once you get a contract, execute a contract, then it's my turn, back to me, where I will process your loan and take you all the way to closing. That's including appraisal, escrow, inspection from the city itself, and then closing, right? Sounds simple? It's not as simple, but we're here to help you through the whole process. So, what do I need from you? I need 2 years. W-2s, 1 month pay stubs, 2 month bank statements, and if you're a business owner, I need 2 years of your business tax returns as well. Okay? If you are planning to buy a house, I would recommend any type of cash that you have under the bed, please deposit into the bank. If there's cash deposits that we see within the last 2 months, we cannot use that. Okay? Key, if you plan to buy a house, please do not have any sort of cash deposits, Zelle, or any sort of unsourced funds, because there'll be questions. Okay? So, how do we determine, like I mentioned, the 45% debt to income ratio? So, it's based on how much down payment you have, right? What's your income and what are your debts? Your credit card debts, student loans, car payments, medical collection, like Connie mentioned too, so make sure to pay it all off, okay? So, when we talk about PITIA, right, your debt to income ratio has to be consist of principal, interest, tax, and insurance. Those are combined, right? Let's say your interest rate is 5%, your loan is $200,000, right? Roughly about, I would say, $1,600 payment, okay? That's not counting property tax. How much property tax in Orange County, right? What's your homeowner's insurance? It's gonna be. Also, if you buy condos or townhome, there's HOA, right? You have to add it all together, and it has to be under 45% debt to income ratio, okay? Credit is the main factor that will determine either you qualify or you don't qualify. Because your interest rate, the higher the interest rate, the higher your monthly payment will be. The higher your monthly payment will be, the higher the debt to income ratio will be. So therefore, you qualify for less. So FICO score in determining qualification is very, very important. And there are ways to improve credit. You could check your credit with our free agency online, right? There are ways to improve your credit, what they call it rapid rescore, right? Let's say if I run your credit today, right? And I'm about 20 points short of the optimal interest rate. There are ways, at Loan Depot, we have a program where we use Credit Expert, if you have heard of them. They will tell you what to pay off, what account to pay off in order to achieve this credit score. Okay, so I will be helping you with that. There are ways to improve your credit within 2 weeks. Okay, and that will work. So don't be so, if your credit is bad, there are ways for us to improve it. Okay, so always ask a question. Like on these slides, so your credit depends on all of these percentile in here, okay? Pretty much the same as common. Now, the common program, all you have for 30-year fixed, 15 years, 20 years, 25 years, 5 years ARM, 7 years ARM, 10 years ARM. What are ARMs? Adjustable rate mortgage. 5-year fixed, every 6 months is changed towards the market rate, okay? We can do a 5-year fix, 7-year fixed ARM, and 10-year fixed ARM, or you do a 30-year fix, whatever fits you the best. As a mortgage consultant, I'll be the one that's giving you those options. You tell me what's beneficial for you or what you're comfortable with, and we'll go with that, right? Okay. When you're applying with us, right? This happens all the time. Please pay attention to this. Make sure you pay your rent. Make sure that when you buy your house, you're not in contract with your rent. You know about your month to month, right? Continue to use your credit as normal and stay current on all of your bills, please. Please do not have a late, okay? Also, do not have other company run your credit while we're doing the loans, okay? Do not. It happens all the time. Do not buy a car. Please don't. Someone bought an RV while I was doing the loan. The loan went, it was just ridiculous, right? Don't buy a car, don't buy a house, don't run your credit, don't apply for any credit cards. And as much as you can, please keep all your funds in the same place it was before, right? Do not transfer back and forth, back and forth. It will make the process longer, and it will make us ask for more documentation from you to prove where the money came from, okay? So those are my asks. So in closing, what's closing mean? Basically, we're done. You sign the final documentation with the final interest rate, with the final monthly payment, with the city's finances approval, right? That's wired into escrow. And then the home belongs to you. That's closing. I will guide you through from the pre-approval through closing, okay? Our realtor will guide you through from buying a house through closing. But I will be there from the beginning to the end, okay? And I hope every one of you could benefit from this, I would say, meeting. And hopefully, if you have any questions, I'm in the back. And so right now, any questions for me? We're good? Okay, you can find me in the back if you need me. It was very nice talking to you, and thank you for coming today. Thank you.
Did you want to answer his question about bankruptcy? Bankruptcy 5 years ago?
Yes. 5 years. Chapter 13. 5 years ago is okay. Chapter 70, 11 is going to be 7 years.
All right, any other questions before we move on to Tina? No questions? Y'all quiet? All right, Todd will be in the back. You can ask him all your questions. Thank you, Todd. All right, next up we have Tina, and she's with the VNARP. We call it the Vietnamese National Association of Real Estate Professionals of Southern California. See that? Three times fast. Tina.
You can walk now.
Oh, I can walk. Okay.
Yeah, and then. Yeah. Or however you prefer. You want me to hold them for you? Or you want to hold them? Okay.
Good morning again, everyone. And I am Tina Vo, and I have been a realtor for the past 22 years. Throughout my career, I have helped both buyers and sellers achieve their real estate goals across Los Angeles County, Orange County, and Riverside County. Today, I would like to talk about the current market, real estate market trends, and the issues affecting the important industry.
Rồi, xin chào Cindy. Michael được biết là hôm nay cái sự kiện của bên Garden Grove, thành phố Garden Grove tổ chức với lại một số những cái hội đoàn khác đó, như là VNARP của Southern California. Thì cái sự kiện hôm nay nó là về mua nhà, nhưng mà có thể Cindy chia sẻ là thành phố Garden Grove đang có những cái benefit gì cho cư dân hoặc là những người muốn tới ở đây thành phố này. Xin mời Cindy.
Dạ đúng rồi, xin cảm ơn anh đã cho Cindy có cơ hội tới ngày hôm nay để nói với quý vị khán thính giả về chương trình First Time Homebuyer của thành phố Garden Grove. Thành phố Garden Grove thì quý vị cũng biết là một thành phố lúc nào cũng open, muốn mời gọi mọi người tới thành phố. Chương trình của thành phố Garden Grove cho người mua nhà đầu tiên là quý vị có thể mượn được 110.000 là không có thể trả tiền lời gì hết, và trong 30 năm ngoại trừ mà mình bán hay là mình thay đổi chủ thôi, còn quý vị không phải trả một cái interest nào hết. Cái đó là rất là tốt vì sẽ giúp cho mình có cơ hội để mua nhà được dễ dàng hơn. Ngoài ra đó, thành phố Garden Grove cũng có những nhân viên để giúp cho quý vị, nếu mà quý vị có câu hỏi thì có thể lên cái website của thành phố ttcd.org để mà tìm hiểu thêm. Ngoài ra đó, mỗi một vài tháng thì thành phố cũng có những cái chương trình để giúp cho quý vị tìm hiểu thêm. Tuần tới thành phố cũng có một cái chương trình khác ở Sheraton. Nếu mà quý vị có câu hỏi thì có thể liên lạc Cindy 714-337-1292. Không biết anh Michael còn có câu hỏi gì khác nữa không ạ?
Dạ, Michael muốn hỏi Cindy là coi như là cái chương trình này mở ra rộng cho tất cả những người ở trong thành phố hoặc là ở ngoài thành phố để mà họ muốn tới đây họ sống, phải không, hay như thế nào?
Dạ đúng rồi, cảm ơn anh đã có câu hỏi đó. Thật ra chương trình này cho tất cả những người trên toàn thế giới, có nghĩa là ai cũng được hết. Và miễn làm sao mua nhà ở thành phố Garden Grove thì cái chương trình này quý vị có thể dùng được. Và có những người hỏi là nếu mà tôi không có qualify mà tôi có con em hoặc là anh chị em ở chung nhà được không? Dạ, cái đó cũng có thể làm được. Có nghĩa là cái người đó chỉ có phải ở trong nhà đó thôi. Dạ.
Michael được biết là mình là phải ở thành phố, nói chung là bây giờ là nếu mà các bạn ở xa mà muốn về đây mà sống ở thành phố Garden Grove để đi làm cho nó gần á, thì có phải là trước đây là phải là cư dân của thành phố Garden Grove không, hay là không cần phải 12 tháng giống như bên City of Anaheim, right?
Yeah.
Ok.
So nếu mà quý vị nào có câu hỏi liên lạc với Cindy, mặc dù là quý vị ở xa cũng có thể liên lạc và Cindy có thể giúp cho quý vị để chuẩn bị giấy tờ và xin apply cho cái chương trình đó. Và chương trình đó cũng rất là không khó quý vị, chỉ trong vòng less than 1 month, có nghĩa là
ít hơn 1 tháng, có thể trong 2 hoặc 3 tuần. Nếu mà quý vị gửi giấy tờ đầy đủ thì có thể làm trong vòng 2-3 tuần để
Dạ.
mình qualify. Dạ.
Dạ, các bạn mới ở Việt Nam qua định cư á, thì muốn sống ở thành phố Garden Road đó, thì muốn nói tiếng Việt thì gọi số điện thoại nào vậy Cindy?
Dạ đúng rồi.
Ok.
Nếu mà các bạn muốn gọi thì có cái số 714 337 1292 là cái số phone thẳng direct của Cindy, cho nên quý vị có thể gọi bất cứ lúc nào ạ. Dạ.
Hay quá, hay quá. Thì vậy thì ok, rồi Michael cũng hồi nãy có thâu lại cái chương trình của thành phố Garden Road,
Dạ, đúng
thì
rồi.
Michael sẽ chia sẻ.
Dạ.
Vậy cảm ơn Cindy rất nhiều và
Dạ.
chúc Cindy thành công những ngày sắp tới.
Cảm ơn anh. Giống như anh nói đó, những người ở xa đó không có biết làm như thế nào thì cứ việc liên lạc sẵn với Cindy và Cindy sẽ sẵn sàng giúp cho quý vị, không những từ bản thân của Cindy mà staff, những nhân viên của thành phố và những các cơ sở hoặc là những hội đoàn khác để giúp cho quý vị chuẩn bị và sẵn sàng để mua được một cái căn nhà làm giấc mơ Mỹ của mình. Dạ.
Cảm ơn Cindy nhiều, chúc Cindy sức khỏe nhiều. Dạ.
Xin cảm ơn và chúc quý vị có một ngày thật tuyệt vời cùng với gia đình. Thank you.
Xin chào và bye bye.